Another one in the car. I am just about to go up and visit someone very, 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 very special. They're about 1 day old. Thereabouts. The story behind this is, if you catch my previous video or podcast, I talked very personally about my journey of being a business owner and my plea to my fellow small business owners not to lose themselves in the grind of the small business machine. Here's a happy one for you today. Some time ago, I realized when I first started out that I actually really needed to reach out to people. It was very lonely, and I was looking for people who were in similar situation with me, and I Googled a couple of search words and came up with the first page of psychologists, and I made it a point to then call each one of them and go and try to connect. Some really special connections came out of that. One continues to be my peer supervisor buddy, and for the last, 3 or 4 years, we meet up once a month for supervision. Another one, in fact, I just got a referral from her. We continue to network amongst in professional scenes. And then another very special one, and here's the story. So I reached out to a person whom I didn't know, and at the time I could see that maybe they were a couple of steps ahead of me in their private practice, and not everybody that I reached out to wanted to touch base or responded to me, but this person did, and she invited me for lunch. And I remember going up to her office and thinking, man, this is some pretty nice rooms. So she's a clinical psychologist. These are pretty nice rooms. This is the sort of place I'd love to have. Look at her color scheme, man, this vibe is totally drawing me in. And I sat down, waited for her, and she came. And what struck me was just how happy she was and how personable she was. And, here we were, two complete strangers. We sat down over a cup of coffee and we just connected with what was very common about being a clinical psychologist and having our own business. And that was the first time I had met her. And as we said goodbye, we said, hey, let's keep in touch. And sometime after that, I can't exactly remember the details, but I may have actually started to see her pop up in my social media feed as being part of a group of private practice owners who were networking together and getting some coaching and connecting. And I said, oh, there she is. And we connected again, and I joined this group of private practice owners and psychologists, and what began was a friendship. Now, that was a couple of years ago, and we would chat and we would come to our meetings, and we actually had this significant lunch as part of our group. And I said to her, I'm a little silly at times, especially when I'm tired. And I said, look, I don't tend to have a lot of friends, and the ones that I seem to get on really well with a particular personality. I mean, I have this theory that you are of this particular personality that I seem to be able to get along with. And I said, I was a bit tired, okay, probably too much coffee, and I said, would you like to take a personality test and confirm or disconfirm this theory? And I guess she kind of looked at me and said, well, what happens if my personality results come out like another way? And it was this a banter that we had, and and lo and behold, indeed she was that particular personality type. And I said to her, I knew it. I knew you would be. And our friendship has been a lovely, lovely one. Fast forward to a few years now. We frequently Facebook message one another. We meet up for coffee and for lunches, and I think we are each, I'd say she'd be one of my lightning rods in my world. And I have the very great privilege of, while she is having her baby, whom I'm visiting today, her and baby, being able to also provide a little bit of support in her practice by way of being a supervisor for one of her team, and also being a resource person for her management team while she's away on maternity leave. Now, the two of us have done some interesting things together. We've shared ideas, we've shared heartaches, we've shared burdens, we've shared celebrations, we've shared fears, we've shared anxiety. We have even been able to share psychologists, which is pretty phenomenal in that we've been able to think about one another's practice, and when we're actually looking at candidates coming in, actually say, I think you'd be a good fit for this person, for my friend, and vice versa. It's fantastic when we get a network around us, when we get the support. You will see that one of the articles that I posted, I think yesterday, really talked about this need to acknowledge that we need support. It's not a sign of weakness. It's actually a sign of great courage and strength when we can reach out to a community and say, hey, I want to be a part of your team and I'd love you to be a part of my team. Can we meet up? Can we resource one another? So do excuse me, I have a very important person to visit who is only 1 day old. Welcome to the world. And